End of Green Gables, Chapter 2. And with an E. Marilla opened the door. She saw an old girl in the ugly dress with long red braids and big eyes. Matthew cupboard. Who's that? She said. Where's the boy? There wasn't any boy, said Matthew slowly. There was only her. He nodded at the child. He realized he didn't even know her name. No boy, but there must be a boy, insisted Marilla. We asked Mrs. Spencer for a boy. Well, I asked the Stamson's master, and Mrs. Spencer didn't bring a boy, said Matthew. I had to bring the girl home. Well, what do we do now? Asked Marilla. During this conversation, the child was silent. Suddenly, she understood what was happening. You don't want me, she cried. You don't want me because I'm not a boy. I should have known. Nobody ever did want me. She burst into tears. Neither Marilla nor Matthew knew what to do. Finally, Mary cried, Well, there's no need to cry. You can stay here until we found what happened. What's your name? The child stopped crying and asked eagerly, Well, please call me Cordelia? Call you Cordelia? Is that your name? Asked Marilla. No, it's not exactly my name, but I would love to be called Cordelia. It's a beautiful name. I don't know what you mean. If Cordelia isn't your name, what is? Maria asked. Anne, surely, the girl answered. But Anne is such an unromantic name. Anne is a good, plain, sensible name, said Marilla. It's all right, but I like Cordelia better. If you must call me Anne, please call me Anne, spelled with an E, Anne said. What does it matter how it's spelled? Asked Maria, trying to stop a smile. Oh, it looks so much nicer. I-N-N looks horrible, but I-N-N-E looks more distinguishes. Did Mrs. Spencer bring any other orphans besides you? Rita inquired. She bought Lily Jones for herself, Anne answered. Lily is only 5 years old, but she is very beautiful. She has not round hair. If I were very beautiful and had not round hair, would you keep me? No, we want a boy to have Matthew on the farm. A letter is no use. Now take off your hat and let's eat dinner. Anne took out her hat and they sat down to eat. But Anne could not eat. She nibbled at the bread and butter. She nibbled at the apple pie. When dinner was finished, Marilla showed Anne to her spare bedroom. Anne carved out in bed and put her hand right under the covers. Good night, Marilla said a little awkwardly but kindly. Suddenly, Anne's head repaired. How can you say it's a good night when you know it's the worst night I ever had? She cried. She disappeared under the covers again. Marilla went to the kitchen and started to wash the dishes. Matthew sat on the chair, saying nothing. What of us will have to take the girl back tomorrow," said Marilla. "I suppose so," said Matthew, regulated. "You suppose so?" Marilla and Joe. "Joe, do you know so?" "Well, now she's a really nice little thing, Marilla. It's a pity to send her back. She likes it so much here," said Matthew. "Matthew Cupboard, do you really think we should keep her?" said Marilla, enthusiastic. "Well, no, not exactly," stammered Matthew. "Of course you cannot keep her," said Marilla. "What good would she be to us?" "Might be some good to her," said Matthew unexpectedly. "Matthew Cupboard, I can see that you want to keep her. That girl was bewitched you." "Well, now she's a really interesting little thing," said Matthew. "You should have heard her talk coming from the station. Oh, she can talk all right. I don't like the children that talk so much. There was an orphan girl, and if it did, it wouldn't be her." The next morning Anne awoke and sat up in bed. For a moment she couldn't remember where she was. First she had a delightful thrill, and then a horrible memory. These were screen rebels, and they didn't want her because she wasn't a boy. She got dressed and went upstairs for breakfast. "I'm pretty hungry this morning," she announced. "I'm glad it's about a sunny morning, but I like rainy mornings as well. All sorts of mornings are interesting, don't you think? You don't know what's going to happen throughout the day. Anything could happen." "For goodness sake, be quiet," said Marilla. Anne obeyed and was so silent that it made Marilla nervous. Matthew was also quiet, but Dick was another, so the meal was a very silent one. After breakfast, Anne washed the dishes, and then Marilla told her to go and play outside. Anne ran to the door, excited. Then she stopped suddenly, came back and sat at the table. "What's the matter now?" said Marilla. "I can't go out," said Anne. "It's no use loving Green Gables. If I go out and meet all those trees and flowers, it's just be harder to leave." Maria thought, "In all my life I never saw or heard anything like it. She's kind of interesting, and Matthew says, I am already wondering what she is next." But when evening came, Marilla and Anne got in the buggy and left Green Gables. They were on their way to Mrs. Spencer's house.